On? All right, so I'm going to show you guys how to do one of your problems on 2-2. It's due on Monday, and here's what the directions say for these ones down here. It says, show how to factor out the tens. Use the homework help video, that's this right here, and your class activity to help you. Remember, you can pull out your class activity, and you can look at that too. I'm going to do this one down here, and I know that there's an easier way to do these, but the directions say factor out the tens, so you have to do it this way, okay? You can choose to either do the drawing or the equation. You do not need to do both. I'm going to do both right now so that I'm helping those that are choosing the drawing, and I'm also helping those that are choosing the equation. So let me start with the drawing. If I were to do 50 times 90, if I were to do my drawing, I would draw my rectangle, and I would label this side 50 and this side 90. This is a 50 by 90 rectangle, which is how we find the answer to a multiplication equation. And then I would look at 50, and there's no way I want to draw 50 lines here. And so I'm going to pull out the tens. And in 50, there are 5 tens. So I'm going to make this into 5 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to label, don't forget to label, each of these sections 10. It's still 50, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I just wrote it different. Now up here is 90, and I don't want to do 91s, so I'm going to pull out the 9 tens, and I'm going to make this into 9 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Notice how I go back to double check because 9's a lot. And then this is 10. I'm going to label it. And if I look at this, this is still 90. I just made it look different. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Now, I'm going to find the area of just this little guy because I totally know what 10 times 10 is. The side is 10. The top is 10. And 10 times 10 is 100. So the area of this one square right here is 100. And if that's the area of this one's also 100 because it's 10 by 10. And even this one down here is 10 by 10. So now I just have to count by 100s to find the answer to this equation. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. 1,100, 1,200, 1,300, 1,400, 1,500, 1,600, 1,700, 1,800, 1,900, 2,000. 2,100, 2,200, 2,300, 2,400, 2,500, 2,600, 2,700, 2,800, 2,900, 3,000. 3,100, 3,200, 3,300, 3,400, 3,500, 3,600, 3,700, 3,800, 3,900, 4,000. 4,100, 4,200, 4,300, 4,400, 4,500. So that the answer to this is 4,500. Because that's what the area of the whole thing is, and what I know is that area is the same thing as the answer to that. You might choose to do the drawing. For this one right here, you're going to pull out the 1s out of the 4 and the 100s out of the 7. For this one, you're going to pull out the 10s out of the 2 and the 1s out of the 6. Or you could choose to do the equation. If you were to do the equation, it would look like this. You would say to yourself, okay, 50 is the same thing as 5 tens. So I'm going to make this into 5 tens. It's still 50, it's just written differently. And 90 is the same thing as 9 tens. So I'm going to make it into 9 times 10 and bring your multiplication sign down. And then the commutative property allows us to switch the order. Put your tens together. You always want to put your tens, your ones, and your hundreds together, always. So put your tens together because that's what we have here. And then I still have to use my 5 and 9, so I'll put them down here. Bring your multiplication sign down. And you now are going to say 5 times 9 is 45. And 10 times 10 is 100. And if I have 45 100s, I have 4,000, let me try that again, 4,500. Because 45 hundredths is 4,500. So what you're essentially doing is you're making it easier numbers to work with. We love working with numbers 1, 10, and 100. So that's what you pull out, and that's what you put together so that you can quickly multiply in your head. Awesome.